you've mentioned, like even from like school and even now, like in campus, you still mention like bits of like Christianity as a base. So are you the kind of person who used to go to church every Sunday?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
What?
If I miss, ilikuwa tu weird.
Like even you just don't feel right.
Unasikia tu we. I have to purpose next Sunday, lazima nitaenda, you know. Yeah. So I did that a lot, and then I feel like kukwa na this environment like Christianity pia, you know a lot of your issues. You just know when I'm in church they're gonna be fixed or something, you know. So I never really paid attention to who I really am and stuff like that. I kind of hid it in church. Yeah.
Wait, which is what now?
Like just me being me.
Okay, and in fact, let's touch now on like, because at least now we've found like our way into like the Christianity subject, right?
Yep.
So what we talk, we were supposed to talk about like just Christianity in general.
Yep.
So is there anything specific that you wanted us to digest? And because I'm always down for this conversation. So like any specific issue, like the current state, or maybe is it the pastors that that are currently out here? Because even now it gets to a point now I'm looking at pastors, I'm like, hey, bro, like I don't know whether I'm supposed to. I'd rather just pray in the house rather than go to the, because I don't understand how like a congregation can even stand this person saying this to them, like someone is grabbing boobies like in top of the altar. So such things I see them, and I'm like,
church is becoming a circus right now.
Yeah. So that's something I don't understand. That's why I don't go to church. I can't say like I'm religious, but I'm spiritual. I believe like
What do you mean?
No, let me explain. I believe I used to go to church like a lot, but circumstances like moving from this place where I was living to a different place, all those things, now you become a little bit more detached from the routine that you're used to. If you're a kid, you already love going to the church that you used to go to. Already used to a different pastor. If you move places, a whole different pastor, a different church, different ideologies. You go to boarding school, a whole different character, different story. So, and then you start seeing things that are on TV, radio. These people who are turning cripples into nini. So I think, so all those things made me now start wondering, like,
start questioning.
I'd rather just pray, because I can get a little bit of guidance from the Bible, but I don't think I'm supposed to interpret the way these guys are interpreting. Because if they're the ones who are leading people in the church, I don't want to be any part of it. I don't want to be any part of it.
So what exactly was the question?
No, like now when we're digging into Christianity, because now we're digging into Christianity before we go to sexuality, right?
Right.
So just your thoughts maybe on just your current or even just the current climate on how you see Christians moving, and just your thoughts. Are you welcomed in the Christian community with open arms? Do you feel like, they frown upon you? They look you with a side eye, even though you're there. Bombastic side eye.
I mean,
like, where's your head at?
So when I was so my first church ilikuanga this, what can I call them? The Pentecostal kind of this zinaitwaje of it.
Which one? Like the SDA?
No, Miss
SDA. SDA was strict. SDA was strict.
That was ilikuwa too much. I can't find myself
too much,
but nilikuwa PCA. I don't know, hizo denominations too. And then sasa in PCA things zinaendanga na mutaratara, you understand? Like things ziko even they don't change,
okay.
So it wasn't really like, ilifika to point I'm like, it was too judgy, like wanawake wa your church, people like Women's Guild and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever heard of. But they were, this judgy kind of group of people.
People in church always judge. Let's start with that. Let's just start with that.
Yeah, but so I hammered, and then I started going to independent churches.
Okay.
So I hammered, I went to another one, and then another one. So all this time I was just trying to have a relationship with God, so to speak. But then it wasn't knowing God wasn't from what I understand. It was from what I was being told who God is.
Yeah.
You understand? So I was always just in pursuit of this kind of lifestyle. You know, you're holy, you know, you're not...
Were you born again?
Yeah, I can say I was born again, but I was a Christian. Yes, born again, but, you know, I had these other issues, like sometimes I could drink, sometimes I could have, you know, like questionable kind of...
I see gospel artists drinking all the time. I mean,
Oh, really? I hear that a lot, by the way.
You don't see it like on mainstream? Oh,
I can't tell, man, me.
They're drinking like skunks. I don't even understand. That's why I'm saying the church becomes to a place where it's confusing because...
It's very confusing, you know? And... Sorry.
No, you go on.
So I had this...
I have questions for days, so I can always just keep interrupting you. So when I know you're on a flow, you just go on and then I'll just jump with the question.
Yeah, so like I had this kind of double lifestyle, you understand? Because sometimes I would be in church and be very good girl, you understand? Like I didn't have a dress. Because I used to wear a maxi dress, you guys.
Which one's a maxi dress?
See the refu ones and...
Oh, like long to the ankles.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I loved being in church.
Do you have any of those pictures on Instagram? Those are not to be seen ever.
Post. People would be like, hey, Uni nani is Stella kweli. It's only close friends and families kind of outfits. But so when I had this kind of double lifestyle and it was exhausting. It was exhausting. I never liked it
because you have to switch.
Yes, all the time, and it kind of damages your identity. You kind of get this identity crisis, and you just flow with anything because you don't really know yourself. You understand? So being in church was just... It was a mixture of truth and deception for me, man. Because, yes, I would meet people, kama mimi, you know, but for me, I wasn't really comfortable, you know. Like, it was either this or that.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was like, you know what? I am tired of this. Let me just live my life. And I kind of broke out from the society kind of values and what they teach you. And I started now thinking for myself, so to speak. Yeah, but being in church was, it was crazy because if I come to you, I tell you, mi sasa nilianguka kwa imani, nilienda nikakunywa shots mbili. Everything is just prayer and fasting. Like
you saw immediately.
Like fixing things is prayer and fasting. You know, you never really talk about things.
Yeah. And if you don't talk, actually, you're not fixing anything.
Exactly.
That's the thing about church now. I don't get.
And you're being judged, man, like a lot, you know. So when I was going to the second church I went to after Nitoke PCA, I would sometimes go with, you know, clothes that would show my tats. And me, I was comfortable with it because, I mean, Ziko Santa do, you know? And I'm here, I want to know God. That was kind of genuine, I tend to think.
Yeah.
But you would find people just see you as this, I don't know, outcast kind of, they just...
Even though you are always coming to church.
Even though you're always committing, they just kind of judge you in some way. The way they speak to you, the way they ask you questions, the way they treat you, you would just tell. You know they're judging you. And
like how? What's an example of what made you feel like being... Because maybe at times it's just in your head. You don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because maybe, you know...
I mean...
Because if you're the only one in a tattoo, say with tattoos, and you enter a room, you know, most of us will just look at, like, okay,
it would be something...
Because me, I don't have tattoos, so I'll probably just fascination.
I don't know, you would just...
Not unless somebody says something mean to you first.
I mean, it wasn't mean, but, you know, they just check in on you, like, you have to have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, if you have this kind of... you know, things on your body, you have to be
there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong, yani. So you find wanakuita kando, hey, how are things going? How's everything? and they're just suddenly interested with your life.
Were you still wearing like the dresses? Now you had like your tomboy outfits and stuff.
I was ish. Kwa hiyo second church, I was trying now to go to this girly side of me. By the time nilikuwa na hama, sasa hiyo ya pili nenda ya tatu, sasa nilikuwa full on like wearing like a Christian proper. Why are you laughing, man?
It's because the way you're moving from one church to another, it's like today I'm bored with this club. Let me go to the next one. I've had enough with this one. Okay, the next one.
Yeah,
okay, so by the time you're done with the second, you get to the third.
Yeah.
Is it because of like, would you say it was Christianity growth, or just you growing as a person and you're like, okay, so maybe this is the path that I want to get into?
I was kind of growing as a person, because all my life ukikuwa PCA, you don't really know how these other churches work.
Yeah.
So ukianza ku try out, because I was looking for a family, so to speak, because nilikuwa nataka place nitakuwa extra comfortable.
But now my question would be like, now what about like the church that you used to going as maybe a family?
Were they?
No, by the time you're moving to a different church, don't they start telling you like, hey, Mazesi, yes, we are supposed to be in this church?
Oh, no.
Because how do you just break off and start going to different?
No. The thing with my parents is they are the kind of people they are like, you're free to think for yourself. So my mom was like, me, as long as it's a church,
Sawa.
Ni sawa, you do you. They weren't ati, lazima tuende PCA.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why nilikuwa na explore sana na kanisa.
So you're moving now to the third church. You're
so now I
full-blown
settled.
in now like Christian.
Yes.
Dress code, I'm sure.
Dress code ili change. Lugha ili change. Yeah. Like everything was different. I wasn't the ordinary Stella from Kitambo, maybe from high school, or from campus.
And doesn't this like confuse like your friends or people who are next to you? Because now I'm like, today you're this person, kesho.
Tomorrow
it's like, where are we now?
Actually, it really damaged my first relationship because of that switching. I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't really need to go to church.
Like your partner then?
Yes. So nilikuwa namchanganya sana, and it was,
He wanted to go to the same church. Wait, he wanted or she wanted?
She.
Oh, okay. Hey. My apologies.
Oh,
my apologies. You see, look at me, Annie.
Hata hakuwa ati anaenda church.
Okay, but wait, this is in the second church.
When was it?
Like when you're saying because I was asking like, okay, doesn't this confuse like even relationship with your friends?
Yes.
And now like you've said like even in your relationship, when you're having this relationship is when you are in the second church or you are still in the third?
We dated for a while, so...
What's a while?
It's like 5 years.
Yeah, 5 is...
Yeah. It's quite a lot,
Yeah.
So considering...
No, 5 years you have a bond, yeah. Even if you finish like 12 months, you really have a strong bond with someone because you've shared like a lot of stories in person.
And then we were really tight because we began as friends. Haikuwa ati ile instant kind of romantic. Ilikuwa ili build up to yenyewe. So where was I?
Now you're explaining how like even your partner couldn't understand you mpaka she was just like sasa I don't even know.
Apo that identity crisis really affected everything, even for my parents.
Yeah, because even parents, I'm sure for them.
They were like, okay, 1 minute you're in church, you're doing well, you're living well, and then the next you're out there, you're crazy, you're going crazy, you're drinking. Like, what's happening? Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I was not stable enough. I didn't even know what I really want. Like... So
what pushed you to that, though? And we'll go back to, like, just a third church where you're in. Before now, probably, I don't know if that's where you still are. You've gone to another church again?
No, I ain't happened.
Okay.
I really settled finally, so... nimekuwa...
Because maybe I'm waiting for another, and after the third one's like there's another.
Imeishi hapo.
Yeah, so what was I asking now? I've lost track of that question, and it was a good one. I'm saying, okay, now everyone is just confused, like even like your parents are not sure. Like
everyone was confused. My sisters,
so
my parents.
what pushed you though to like the identity crisis where you feel like I'm trying to seek this, I'm trying to see? Because for me, I don't think have I had like an identity crisis. I'm just trying to think. No.
You haven't?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Trust me, it's crazy. It's really confusing and exhausting.
Because I'm just trying to think about it this way. The dad is there, mom is there, right?
Right.
Even big C's, even though they're not around, but you know they're there.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why am I? Is it...
Ilitoka wapi?
Yeah, exactly. Because even as a kid, or you're trying to figure yourself out, I'm sure maybe there's some... Even when you sit alone, probably, you've asked yourself, like, what exactly made me have that identity crisis where I'm trying to search for something that, you know, because if you have everything at home, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Famo is there. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
So what pushed you to like
so
now in a space where you have to try and find
right. So
plus even now you remember now, okay, so don't forget that answer by the I also now remember because you're balancing like even the Christianity thing and still at times you're here being a rebel and drinking plus you're also in a relationship that's not conventional to what people are used to.
Right. It was what?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to understand this whole nini.
Yeah, it was so now here's the thing.
Yeah.
This Chile meds alinipata right when I was not trying to really understand what God is all about, right? And that was like when I was in Form 4 Apple. So that's when I was now like consciously building the idea of God in my mind. You understand? So that's when we met, and there was this kind of clash because the two lifestyles as a patani, you know. So,
which one now?
So like being in a relationship with
like a girl being in a relationship with that and Christianity which you're also like now trying to
yes
and of course you know the Bible there is already the Bible is already telling you already doing everything. No.
It was crazy. So I really wanted to pursue a relationship with God, but at the same time I really wanted to pursue this relationship because alikuwa ananiget, you know, it was like real to me. So me being in church ilikuwa hiding this side of me, and me being out of church is failing to be like people in church. I don't know if you get me.
A bit.
Your holy lifestyle.
Even to me already, when we say your friends were confused, what do you think I am? I'm trying to understand it as well. But I'm kind of understanding. I'm getting you.
So that confusion in me, I didn't want to make a choice. You understand?
You can't pick one.
I can't pick one, and I can't commit to one. So that I went on that kind of loop. Actually, this tattoo is just that loop.
That's the meaning of like...
Yeah. I kind of work at the tattoo because I feel like I'm in some kind of loop.
Yeah.
And I was just tired of it, man. And anytime I wanted to be with my girlfriend, this idea of hell would come, you know, and this idea of you're doing wrong and this is wrong, and it would just mess with me, and I would go back to church. And now being in church, I'd be like, you know, I'm not handling this well, I'm not handling this.
Was your girlfriend like a church person?
No, she wasn't.
What?
Yeah, no, she really wasn't. It's not like she was not like believing in God, but
I'm not calling her a devil worshiper. I'm just saying. That you know, because here you're somebody who's like pursuing like just Christianity in a way that you're trying to understand with everything, and but then now like your partner isn't like she wasn't like a fully church person.
No, she wasn't, but she was really supportive, and you know sometimes she would try and some the Bible, you know, and just try to be there with me. You understand?
Really?
Yeah, she was really supportive.
That's a supportive person. No, that's a supportive person, which is...
Yeah, so, but it never worked out. So that kind of confusion in me.
Who left who?
I left her.
What?
Like, that's... But then ikafika point we were just like, yeah, this is not working. So
you just decided.
I really handled it vibaya, because I don't know how to say it, but that emotional
when you left her,
intelligence.
you went to.
Yeah, now sasa nilikuwa naenda kujiconsole na church nasema I did right, the relationship was wrong, you're just trying to convince yourself that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But that emotional intelligence was really not there. I handled that really poorly.
How did you handle it?
Like, just breaking up, we were on and off, it was just, I felt like it was wrong, like I could have just made a decision or just told her to like give me space or something.
Instead of stringing them along, yes. And you're the one who's maybe not sure about. Okay.
Yeah, so that going back and forth in church, out of church, just came from that kind of relationship. Staki ku accept, because how will